Yo guys, what's up? It's OGXRAYZ and welcome back to another video. So another day, another video. Today we're actually going to be talking about some leaks that came out a while ago for the Nintendo Switch 2 that were proven somewhat accurate with the reveal that we had the other day. So basically everyone and their moms knew that the Switch 2 was happening. We had a bunch of stuff leak out. There was even like models of the Switch 2 somehow out at official game events from third-party accessories like makers. Like people were already like, hey, here's a model of the Switch 2, and we already got like hard cases and like Joy-Con, custom Joy-Cons you can put. It was crazy. I don't know. First of all, the gall and the balls on these guys to come out with accessories for the Switch 2 before it was even revealed is kind of crazy. But with that said, when the Switch trailer came out, the Switch 2 trailer, it confirmed that a lot of the stuff that we saw was actually true. I didn't want to make a video on like a bunch of leaks just because I felt like Nintendo had a right to reveal their console at their own given time, but that doesn't mean I wasn't seeing it. I just didn't like making videos and stuff on it. But now that we know the Switch 2 is legit, now that we know that the leaks were somewhat true on the stuff that we saw leaked, I kind of wanted to do with you guys a rumor recap of what we saw from the leaks and what could potentially have added a little more credence to this being stuff we'll see on the Switch 2. So I want to give a shout out to Polygon. I'm going to be covering their article. They did a really good job kind of putting together some of the stuff that we saw prior to the reveal. They kind of puts it together. And again, grain of salt, we don't know if this is all true, but at least some of the stuff was proven true. So this could, you know, put some air quotations on there, but this could be what we are going to be seeing. So with that said, let's talk about this. So the first thing was, some people noticed this in the trailer, that they were kind of hinting at the Switch 2 having a mouse function with the Joy-Cons. They kind of had them on their sides, drifting around. Some people made jokes about Joy-Con drift, and that was kind of funny. But, you know, I think what people were like, oh, this is them hinting at a mouse function ability, and it looks like that might be true. This was also something that was shown, that was leaked prior to the reveal, that there was going to be some sort of mouse function for the Switch 2. A lot of people saw the reveal trailer and they were like, yep, this kind of confirms that. So we might be seeing that as one of the new gimmicks. But as I was telling someone on Twitter the other day, will Nintendo Switch 2 have some gimmicks? Yes. Will they be the main focus of the console? No. It'll be like the HD rumble that they had on the Switch 1. Or the IR sensor on the bottom of the Joy-Cons, which I think some people still think that are still there. But again, these are just little extra things for devs and not so much like, you know, the Wii, where every game had to have motion controls. All right, so let's talk about the next ones. One of the things that was talked about that had, you know, we've been talking about when it comes to leaks is the fact that this thing will have, hopefully, and again, all leaks, not confirmed until Nintendo does it, but going off what we've seen so far, this is something we could be seeing. But it does look like the Switch 2 might use AI upscaling like DLSS, which is awesome. All right, I think for a lot of people who like Nintendo, the most important thing they care about is, can they play their first-party games in 1080p 60 frames per second on the go? That would be kind of sweet. If you could do 1080p 60 on your Switch on mobile, that would be amazing. For the longest time when we were playing on our regular Switch, for me it was like, if I could play 1080p 60 just on my regular TV, I would be happy. But I feel like now with the jump forward, it would be kind of nice to see 4K 60 on Switch games, maybe even just through the use of upscaling with the DLSS. But that could be something that we're seeing, and that could add credence to the ability of maybe having that 4K when docked, albeit with some upscaling like DLSS. So some of the other things that we did see leaked was information on the GPU and the CPU. I'm not going to bore you with the specs. There's a bunch of other people that are much better at that than me. I like building computers. I know a little bit about computer parts, but I don't know it enough to be like, oh, this motherboard or this, you know, CPU or GPU is going to do this. The only thing we can go off is what these more expert hands-on people know, and apparently a lot of them are saying base PS4 should be what to kind of expect. And if they're really able to push out the specs in terms of that, like being able to really overclock and stuff and really fine-tune and optimize, you might be able to see it kind of scratching at a PS4 Pro. Personally, for me, that's exciting because, like I said, first-party games, Nintendo, who was able to crank out games like Tears of the Kingdom, that other developers when the game came out were shocked that this game was even possible on the Switch. and we're asking how the hell Nintendo did it, I can only imagine what Nintendo can do with a console that has PS4 level graphics. And listen, when they were releasing games that were updated for PS5 from PS4, like Horizon, personally, and this is me, everyone has different awesome eyes. My eyes are kind of crappy, I have terrible eyesight, but from my naked eye, it didn't look enough to be like, wow, what a massive jump from PS4 to PS5. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of intricate underlying stuff that isn't possible on the PS4, but like visually, there wasn't as big of a jump as we saw from PS3 to PS4, etc. So if it can do PS4 level power stuff, I'm super freaking pumped for the Switch 2. All right, so some of the things that we did also see recently was a leaked list of games that we could be seeing here on the Switch 2 from specifically third-party developers. One of the ones we've been seeing that has not been confirmed, both of the Final Fantasy games that were made, the remake and the Rebirth one, it looks like those could be coming here. Assassin's Creed Shadows is another one that is rumored to be coming from Microsoft, who's kind of being a little more open about their first-party games and putting it on other platforms. There's a rumor going around that Halo the Master Chief Collection could be coming out on the Switch, along with stuff like Call of Duty, which we'll definitely see. But now with a more greater amount of ability for power for PS4 level stuff, there's, I think, going to be a lot of developers that are going to be thinking, maybe I should make my game for the Switch too, because there's still a lot of games that are coming out PS4, PS5-esque in terms of crossplay stuff. And it would be kind of nice if a lot of these developers were like, hey, you can play those games on your Switch too. Now, you could make an argument of, you know, that's going to slow down the ability of games to really push hardware. But at the end of the day, I feel like, especially if they're games that are being made for PC, they try to keep in mind the ability for people who have lower end graphics card, not like crap ass cards, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who are still maybe using like a 2070, 2060s, 2050s, a few generations back, and they like to be able to have those, at least those games running minimally on their computers that are not updated to the most future tech. And if the PS4 level stuff is possible on Switch 2, and it's rumored to be maybe a little bit more powerful than the Steam Deck, then I could totally see them being able, or at least wanting, to put their third-party games or AAA games on the Switch 2, which I think is awesome. Some of the other stuff that they did also leak, wasn't really shown in the trailer, was a micro SD. I saw a lot of people who were freaking out. Prior to this, there was a leak that Nintendo was going to be using a new micro SD Express, which is a better version of the micro SD that has like much better writing and reading speeds. So that, I think, is still under development, and they haven't released a lot of info on that. But if the rumors are true, then we could be seeing slightly faster storage speeds on the micro SDs that you can ideally put inside your Switch 2, which is always a good thing in my opinion. Alright guys, so with that said, I just kind of wanted to do a little roundup of some of the cool stuff that we saw for the Switch 2 prior to the trailer. It looks like the trailer confirmed that maybe some of these leaks were true, so we'll definitely have more info as it comes out, and we'll definitely cover it here on the channel. So with that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like. If you're new, make sure to subscribe and notifications on so you don't miss a single upload. And if you want to support the channel directly, you can do so by checking out my sponsors, Control Freak and Aim Controller. I use them every time I play. Code OGXRAYZ gets you a discount, link down below. And then if you guys want to talk and interact, at OGXRAYZ over on Twitter, give me a follow over there, link down below. You guys have an awesome day. Take care. I'm out. Peace.